Are you ready to be a real chemist? Great, let's get started. First, you should take care of your loose hair and clothing. These things can be hazardous in a lab environment, and you may harm yourself or others. Great! Now you, Fairy. While your shoes are totes fresh, open-toed footwear is not allowed in the lab. There, that's better. Hey, Tyree! Tyree! That sandwich looks pretty yummy, huh? Too bad there's no food or drinks allowed in the lab. Can't resist ingestion of toxic chemicals. Too bad. Now it's your turn, Roma. You have to remember that there is no gum allowed in the laboratory at all. We wouldn't want the gum to become toxic from the chemical fumes, now would we? Excellent! That's the spirit! Now kids, it's time for some basic lab safety equipment. Gear up! All good chemists wear protective gear before starting an experiment, like goggles, to protect your eyes from any splashing, minor explosions, or spontaneous combustion. Aprons protect your clothing and skin from splashing and most lab accidents, but are completely vulnerable to firearms and other automated weapons. Now for the fun stuff! The first step in the scientific method is to identify your question. What is it that you want to find out? Got it? Excellent! Alright, now let's do a little background research. Background research gives scientists more info on their subject and can make their results up to date with modern theses. How are you doing, Fairy? Excellent! Roma? Great! Tyree? Good! Dana? Nice job! Now it's time to state your hypothesis in an if-then format. For example, if I poke a sleeping ferret, then the ferret will bite my nose because the ferret is angry. Makes sense? Got it? Great! Now it's time to do your own. Finally, you get to test your own experiment. Set up your experiment with independent variable, and control group, and begin observing and collecting your data. Your independent variable is what remains constant throughout your experiment. And your dependent variable varies based on your independent variable. And your control group is neutral and used to compare to your reaction. Now it's time to observe and record data. You can do this by using your three main senses, including your sight, hearing, and smell. While performing your experiment, if anything goes wrong, you should notify your teacher immediately and use the following safety equipment as needed, including the MSDS book or material safety data sheet, the eye wash and shower station for any chemical spills, and the fire blanket and fire extinguisher for any fires in the lab. Show us how it's done, Roma. Fantastic! Careful! Direct inhalation of chemical fumes can be hazardous. That's why you must waft. Don't know what wafting is? What? Fairy, show us how it's done. Fantastic! Great wafting, Fairy! Tyree, careful! When combining acid and water, always add acid to water rather than water to acid. Awesome! Great job, guys! Now that you have completed your experiment and recorded your results, it's time to analyze those results and draw your conclusions. Your conclusion will sum up everything you learned from the experiment and go into great detail on your analyzation of data. In some ways, the conclusion is your most important step of the scientific process. because it can convey your results to other chemists and benefit the scientific world as a whole. Well, let's see what you've got. Fairy? Excellent! Dana? Great job! Roma? Fantastic! Tyree? Okay. Awesome! Now you guys are true chemists. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with in the future. Now just a couple of reminders before I send you guys off into the big world of chemistry. Always keep the lab area a safe and productive place, which means no games of Ninja, live action roleplay or LARPing, games of lightsaber chase, playing card games on top of lab surfaces, doing that weird upside down chin thing, or participating in one of those unrealistic cleaning montages that always finish by the end of the song. Got it? Great! Now I think you guys are ready to succeed as chemists, but all chemists should know one last thing. The most important, most secret, most fantastical, and most totally awesome thing in the history of chemistry. Are you ready for it? Here goes! The secret to success as a chemist is...
People doing random things. Voice. Hey you.
I don't think you're recording.
It's
Okay.
oh, it's recording right now. People doing random things. Hey, alright, I'm just not there. Yeah. Sniff my name, it'll be.
Hey you! Yeah, you!
Yes.
Take it off. Oh man. No retakes. That's wonderful.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Never engage in horseplay in the lab, including games of Ninja. This is probably the weakest game of Ninja I've ever seen in my life. Ninja, go. I don't think that's how guns work, Fairy.
Recording?
Yeah, there we go.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Damn it. Okay, what do I do? I don't just like where Ooh, very good. Lovely.
Great. Let's get started.